Alright, go on, start it. Hey guys, how you doing? I'm Craig. Welcome to my channel. If you've been here before, thanks for coming back, and if you're new, welcome. So what I want to talk about today is about race jitters or race anxiety. You know, it's something I think that we all deal with, stepping up on the driver's stand or being up there on the driver's stand at one race or another, and I think it's something that even the pros deal with. So after this video, I kind of hope that you'll go away with a better understanding of it and hopefully have a better way of dealing with it, and hopefully you'll take something away from this video. So first thing what I want to talk about is the aspects that I believe that make up a good racer. So I believe that there's 6 aspects. So first is determination, or the drive to do well. Second is race experience. You know, it's basically, you know, when to not to pass in that corner, or when you know you can actually push it and pass in a corner. Number 3 is definitely setup knowledge. Basically know what to do with the car, and also know how the car is reacting on the track. I think that's a biggie. And next, of course, is agility and reaction speed. That comes with practice. You know, I mean, of course, unless you're like an 11, 12-year-old, it comes naturally. Next is car maintenance and preparation. And the final thing is mental aspect. You know, I mean, that's basically your ability to concentrate, your ability to focus, and your ability to react under pressure. That's basically, you know, 1 minute to go, and that the pressure to hold off that one guy, or the pressure to try to catch that next guy for that position. So one thing to know about race anxiety or race jitters, that we're not the only one that deals with this. I mean, if you ever watch the Olympics, you see these athletes. You know, I mean, they're prepping before their events. You know, I mean, they're doing stretching, they're doing breathing exercises. They're going through the same thing, and they even have it worse because they've been prepping for this one event their whole life, and here they are. So every kind of athlete, I mean, even boxers, you know, I mean, you see them come to the ring, you know, I mean, they have the same anxiety that we do. Now, I'm not saying that basically right in the staging area I want to see how you guys start doing stretches, but I do want to go back to the breathing exercises because that's very important. Now, one thing that everybody always says, I hear a lot of drivers say, is that why do I seem to be a lot faster in practice than I do in my racing, in my heats? And that's really simple, and that's because no matter how much you want to tell yourself that your heats are just practice, it's not. You know what I mean? The intensity, the drive, the focus, it's just not there. It's not the same. When you make a mistake in practice, you don't care as much. You know what I mean? Somebody's there, they go out to get you, and you go on. You know what I mean? When it's in the heat and you make a mistake, it's a big deal. It costs you a lot of time. So the intensity is not there. So how much you ever want to tell yourself that, you know, I mean, in the back of your head, and you're going up to the driver's stand, oh, it's just practice, it's just practice. But it's just not. It's really not. You can't fool your mind that much to say that it's just practice, because that intensity of the heat or of the main is not the same. Let me tell you, my current scenario is that basically what's happening to me right now, that I'm trying to get over with, is that basically I'm so focused on trying to get a great run in, is that my first 2 minutes of my heats, I'm driving way too conservative. And then after the 2-minute mark, I'll hear what my pace is from the announcer, and I get pissed off at myself, and I'll start driving like I should drive. But by that time, I end up where I know somewhere back where I know I could have placed somewhere higher. So here's the good thing, though, about anxiety. Anxiety is actually your body's way of trying to get you prepped. So anxiety is basically your brain trying to get you prepped about the race. It's actually raising your heart rate. It's getting you pumped about your heat. Now, if you think to yourself about when you go to work, so say if you have a job that you really don't care about, or say if you, say if you have a job that is a boring job, you know what I mean, you don't have that anxiety when you're going to your job. You know what I mean? That's because you don't have that love for that that job. When you're going to your heat race, I mean, this is something that you really care about, or your mains. This is something you really care about. So of course your brain is trying to get you all pumped up for this. You know what I mean? It's raising your heart rate. You know what I mean? It's trying to make sure that you're basically in tip-top shape for your heat. So if you think about it that way, that basically anxiety is basically just a way that basically it's your brain's way of trying to get you ready. Now of course, I'm not saying that there's a lot of people with anxiety problems, and that's a totally different issue. I'm saying basically normally anxiety, race jitters, when you step up there and you're up in the driver's stand and you're just nervous, this is basically your brain's way of just trying to get you ready for something that you care about. So if you think about it that way, that sort of helps a little bit. So there's a lot to say about race experience. If you can remember the first time that you stepped up on a driver's stand, how nervous you were taking yourself out of your comfort zone. So anymore, when you go to just an average club race where there's no points, no cash or anything, and you're just, and to you it's just fun, or you're not nervous, that means that right now is your comfort zone. If that's not your comfort zone, well, that means you have to start doing more of that. So what I'm trying to say is that if you're going to these big events, these big races, and you're getting nervous at them, then that means you start doing more of them. If you go into a cash race or to any race that there's a lot of racers and you're getting nervous at them, then that means you have to start making that more of your comfort zone. The more you do it, the less you'll get nervous at it. So compare the very first race that you raced to now, and just think of how more comfortable you are. And that's all experience. That's all race experience, and that's all as you've grown as a racer. So too much anxiety is actually really bad for you. So if you do have anxiety issues, it's something you might want to actually check with your doctors. Because what happens is that your brain starts releasing sugars into your bloodstream, and then it starts building fats around your heart, and you have actually other risks for other medical conditions. So I don't know if you guys have ever been into an ER or have ever been to the hospital, and if you ever see one of these. This is a pulse oximeter. And what this does is that you place it on your finger, and what it does, it measures the oxygen saturation in your blood. So how a normal body works is when you take a breath in, what happens is basically your oxygen goes and attaches to your red blood cells. It goes throughout your body. It drops it off, comes back, and to your lungs again, and picks more oxygen. If you think of a nitro car going around the racetrack, that every lap it has to stop for fuel. That's basically the best way I can explain it. So when you start getting anxiety, actually what's happening is that your brain starts telling your heart that saying, hey man, I'm dying up here. I need more oxygen, because your brain's one of your vital organs. And so what happens is that your brain is going to go and it's going to tell your heart to start increasing, to actually start increasing the pulse. So they're going to start pumping harder. So when you have anxiety or race jitters, first thing that happens is basically that your heart starts pumping harder. So, and that happens is basically now oxygen is circulating through your body faster. So as an RN, anybody that comes into the ER, basically anybody with like a chronic respiratory or chronic anxiety, first thing that we have them do is that when we slap one of these on, we do a lot of other different things, but one of the main things we do is have them concentrate on their breathing. So one of the main things is basically in through your nose, out through your mouth. Okay, now it's not rapid, but if you concentrate on your breathing, you slow your breathing, okay, what actually that would do, and you breathe properly, it's actually going to slow your pulse, and it's actually going to lower your anxiety. So if you're up there, if you're basically in the staging area, or if you're on a driver's stand, think about your breathing. Because I'll tell you what, a lot of times I know myself, if I'm up there on the driver's stand, I'm so tightened up about what I'm trying to do, is I'm forgetting to even take a proper breath. And if you're taking a proper breath, actually your brain's actually getting more oxygen, and you can focus better. So next time, basically, you're up there, try it. So next time that you're there on the driver's stand or near or in the staging area, think about your breathing. Go in through the nose, out through the mouth. You actually see athletes do this all the time. You'll see boxers going up to the ring. They're blowing out the steam, man. They're trying to get ready for their event. So this is actually going to lower your pulse and actually help your mind focus better. And so hopefully you'll have a better run. So I yell at my friends all the time when I see them wreck and I see their face turn. I yell at them to breathe. So it's give it a shot. It might help you out. It's just something that actually can lower your anxiety and it might actually help you run better. So guys, I hope this helps. You have any questions, any comments? leave them down below. I'll definitely check them out. Please like, subscribe. All right, I'll see you guys later, and thanks for watching. All right, bye bye.